Why is it so hard being an introverted project manager? Do you ever feel like you have this expectation that you need to be completely outgoing, talking to everyone you see in your day job, and that if you don't, it's going to look really bad on you professionally, and that it might unfortunately shut the doors to possible opportunities in your future? It can feel like a complete struggle, especially if you're an introvert like I am, and you have to physically lead discussions and conversations with your team so that actual work can get done. It can feel tiring and just at many times very overwhelming, especially if you have to be on back-to-back calls for more than 3 hours a day. And on top of that, you have to talk to your peers and to management with making decisions and steering your projects in the right direction. It's tough. It's really a lot to handle. So before we get into today's topic, leave me a comment down below. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? And how have you overcome those challenges when you're working at your day job? This video is a part of our PM Diary series where we connect, you and I, we sit down and we learn from each other to overcome the biggest struggles that we're experiencing in our career. For me, I would say that I'm actually an introvert, but I've learned to channel that extroverted side of me when I have to, so I can still excel and still be seen as a leader when I have to lead conversations and talk to my team, as well as those people who are higher up in the organization. But honestly, the minute that I get home from work, I completely flip that switch off and I'm an introvert. I just want to relax, sit down on the couch, read a book, or just catch up on the latest show on Netflix. So these are the biggest challenges that I've had as an introverted project manager, and I'll even share with you what I'm doing to overcome them so I can still grow in my career. If you resonate with any of these challenges, please leave me a comment down below, and don't forget to smash that like button. So the very first big challenge that I've had is keeping that energy to a high when I have to engage and lead my team. This is a big one. I'm not saying that you have to be the most energetic person in the room, but that it can be kind of challenging to have the energy to lead everyone around you when you're feeling sluggish, you're tired, and you're a little bit exhausted. From the companies that I've worked at over the course of my entire career, I have noticed that the majority of leaders who give off that aura of confidence and enthusiasm, well, they tend to be the ones whom people follow. And so in my role as an engineering project manager, we need to be able to energize those around us and to still instill that trust and the confidence in what we're doing. It can feel extremely challenging if you're just starting your day, especially if it's a Monday right after the weekend and you have to lead, let's say, a supplier phone call at 8 a.m. first thing in the morning, and then you have to lead 2 more team calls at 9 a.m. and then 10 a.m. Or it could even be at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday afternoon. And for me, I'll already be completely drained already. Like the day is already 80% of the way through, and your energy bar for social interaction is just starting to drain a lot lower. Talk about challenging, right? Now, the second challenge that I have as an introverted project manager is communicating effectively and still being outgoing even when my energy bar is low. As a project manager, I lead a lot of project huddles, daily stand-ups, and calls with our suppliers. I'll have to engage not just my team members, but also those from senior leadership and above. Listen, it's hard when you have to talk in meetings in the morning and in the afternoon and be in back-to-back meetings. It's challenging. So I always have to have that confident look. I have to be somewhat outgoing so I give off that aura of being a leader who engages with my team and connects with the people who are around me. And this kind of ties back to the previous one I was referring to, but I'm finding that as the day starts to progress, my energy bar just slowly diminishes. And I have to find ways to re-energize myself so I can still lead my team, still have that influence, and make decisions with my team when it's needed. Now, the next challenge that I have is being able to turn on that leadership switch in a quick instant like that. And I've learned over the past several years that it's become a whole lot more natural for me to vocalize and to be very present in my discussions. But back then, when I was starting out as an engineer, I used to just space out in my phone calls and not pay any attention whatsoever, which is not good. So please don't do that. So as an introverted project manager, I've learned to overcome a lot of these challenges, but it's taken me some time to finally be where I am today. I'm much more confident, and I've learned to quote unquote fake it till I make it when I was starting out as an engineer and when I pivoted my career to be an engineering project manager. By the way, don't forget to smash that like button if you're enjoying today's video. With that said, let me share with you how I've overcome these challenges. Here are my secrets. First things first is I prepare well in advance for the meetings that I have to lead, so I know exactly what topics I need to discuss and what decisions need to be made. My rule of thumb here, which has proven to be quite effective for me at least, is that every discussion that I lead must end in sort of a decision or an outcome. As a project manager, it's so important to me that every discussion that I have is effective and it does not waste everyone's time. I personally hate being in hours and hours of meetings, so I do my best to make them as productive and efficient as possible, so only the most important people who need to be there are actually present, and that we can reach a physical consensus and make a decision on the next steps forward. And on those days when my energy is running a little lower than I want it to, it could be a Wednesday, for example, and I just don't have that physical energy for the rest of the day, then me preparing an agenda and a list of the critical topics that we need to hit has helped me out so much. My second secret here is that if I'm about to lead a discussion, I will physically stand up and puff up my chest to get that little confidence boost. And just the act of standing up straighter, as if a string was pulling my chest up to the ceiling, that gives me the confidence to be a lot more vocal with myself and to communicate much more effectively in front of a room. If I'm working from home, or let's say I'm leading a virtual call in the office, then I will physically stand up during my phone calls. Luckily, I do have a standing desk and I can switch from a sitting position to a standing position, and that alone gives me a slight boost and gives me that little energy so I can feel more like a leader and be more effective with how I communicate to other people during a phone call. My third secret here is that during my breaks, it could be while I'm reviewing my project plans and I'm not in an actual meeting, it could even be a few minutes before the actual meeting itself, I will literally plug in my earphones and start to listen to really upbeat, energetic music that will get me motivated and hyped up. It could be anything from rock, hip hop, R&B, and even country. I listen to all kinds of music, and in general, I found this to be super incredibly helpful for me, especially if it's been a really long day and I have one last meeting that I have to lead with my manager or with someone from my team. And my bonus secret here is that I always like to bring some kind of a snack or a drink that I know will absolutely boost my energy levels and get me into the zone. I know that this may not work for everyone, but this actually does a trick for me. What I'll do is I'll eat a chocolate candy bar like a Twix or a Kit Kat, and because I love them so much and they're my favorite chocolate candy, it boosts my energy levels and it puts me in that positive mood so I can get through the next few hours. If I packed a granola bar or a bag of Sun Chips, which are my favorite actually, then that also helps to boost up my mood and my energy levels, so I'll be a little bit more productive during the rest of the day. As someone who is introverted, these are the little hacks that I use on a day-to-day basis to boost up my energy when I'm feeling tired and my social battery is starting to run lower. I hope you enjoyed and gained value out of today's video, and I genuinely would love to know your thoughts. Are you an introvert or an extrovert, and how have you overcome those challenges? Share with me and let me know in the comments section down below. Now, if you're struggling with feeling like an imposter, please watch this video next, where I uncover everything that I personally felt when I was starting as a project manager, what I did to overcome it, and I'll see you in the next video.